Welcome back to Grunt Proof, guys. I'm Randall and I'm here to save you money. Let's go. You may recognize the jacket I am wearing. This is the original M-65 field jacket. I got this in 2003, and as we phased through the DCUs, ACUs or UCPs, then to the multicams, and then to the OCPs, yeah, it's a lot of silly acronyms. This eventually fell off the books. As a matter of fact, a lot of my woodland stuff from my first days in fell off the books, and I would go to turn them in over time, many times, and they would say, we don't want them. So I was like, well, hey guys, you know, I'm just gonna end up selling half of this stuff. And they'd say, we don't care, we ain't taking it. So fair enough. But look, the model of this jacket, at least the era of this, comes from over 60 years ago. 60 freaking years this thing has been in service. And I'll tell you what, guys, mine has been through shit. I couldn't tell you how many people were issued this before me in 2003. There's absolutely no way of telling. I guarantee you it was a lot of dudes. And mine is still holding up fine. There are a few minor issues with it. Other than that, this is one of the best freaking outdoor jackets I have ever owned. Period. Headshot. The jacket you guys have seen me sporting the most in winter conditions is what we call the marshmallow jacket. That is the ECWCS level 7 jacket. A lot of civilians and backpackers just call it a puff jacket. That is an outstanding jacket as well. So when it gets down to freezing temperatures, that's usually when I switch to that jacket. So what makes this jacket still awesome? Well, number one, it is flame resistant. Number two, even though it is not waterproof at all, you can get it a lot more wet than you can the marshmallow jacket. So right now it's early May up in the mountains. One day it'll be 75 degrees and beautiful. The next day it'll be hailing and part snowing, but just a little bit of precipitation, not a crazy soaking. I don't feel like putting on a rain jacket. I definitely can't wear my puff jacket because it'll get soaked. So what do I go to? Well, this. A third thing that makes this jacket awesome is it is tough as hell. It is by far the toughest jacket I have ever laid my hands on, period. And I know people will say, well, there's plenty of other tougher ones by this company and that company. Okay, but you're not going to find them nearly as cheap as this coat. Last I looked on eBay, you could get this jacket for anywhere from 100 to 150 bucks, depending on the usage you're looking for. And I'll tell you right now, guys, you are not going to find a brand new M65 field jacket. The company that made them simply does not make them anymore. But if you think about it, just in the global war on terrorism, over 5 million people have served, which, let's be safe and assume at least half of those people got issued this jacket. And then you had all the other jackets from the 90s, from the 80s, all like this jacket that were issued, reissued, turned in. Well, guys, that is why military surplus stuff is so damn good, because there's just a plethora of it. It's one massive pile of gear that is no longer used that you can get for dirt cheap. Check it out. So what's failed on this jacket? Well, the snap right here on this breast pocket fell off, no problem. I just keep stuff in there that I'm gonna be pulling in and out anyway. The drawstring that was on the bottom, I lost a long time ago, I think when I was still in service. That thing was a piece of crap anyway, so I either ripped it out or I let it fall out in the laundry, something like that. And then this bottom button down here that closes the bottom part of the jacket. It's funky, it doesn't work anymore. But guess what, guys? If I wanted to, I could take my old Grunt field repair kit. I could put a freaking OD green button on here, turn this into a buttoning system. And if I wanted to, I could do the same down here for this button. And there you go, we get rid of the snap. Well, I don't need to do that, guys. When I sit down, I actually like that my jacket opens up a little bit and I don't feel cramped down here on the bottom. So this doesn't bother me. That's it, guys. That's the only problem with this jacket. So, like I said, there's no telling how old this freaking thing is. I was probably the 10th user, maybe the 20th. We don't even freaking know, guys. The zipper still works perfectly. No matter if there's mud, snow, dust, it doesn't matter. The zipper does not fail. Why? Because it's a heavy-duty military item. With that being said, there is one drawback to coats like this. Because it is so damn tough and you can get it dirt cheap, There's one drawback, and that is that it is heavy. So if you're a backpacker that likes light gear, you're probably not carrying this jacket. You cannot condense this thing down into a backpack. It is nowhere near as light as the puff jackets people are getting these days. And then you can just combine it with a dirt cheap raincoat, and that's what a lot of you guys like to do in the field. So for the weight, that's pretty much all I'm going to put against it. And you know, you can actually treat jackets like this with water resistance material, and it will be almost as good as the old school military Gore-Tex jacket. So I've been caught out in the snow and heavy rain with this, and during my Army days, I have forgotten my raincoat. Yes, we do stupid things like that, and I have been soaked in this thing. And it's cotton, but it's also nylon, so guess what? You will stay kind of warm, but the jacket's just gonna get heavy as crap. Here's a bonus for you guys. If you are looking for a light, mid-weight warming layer, and you don't wanna spend a lot of money, or you don't wanna spend over 25 bucks, what can you do? Well, there's something that used to come with this jacket. We call it the smoke jacket, but it's actually called the military field jacket liner. Guys, last I looked, this thing was 19 bucks on eBay. You can even get knockoffs on Amazon. You know, and people complain about the knockoffs, but if it is the same material and the same weight, and you can see the quality of stitching, it's gonna be okay. But you can find genuine issue ones on eBay for, like I said, as low as 19 bucks. So somebody show me a warming layer that costs about 20 bucks that is as warm and comfortable and is going to hold up in rough conditions. I'm still waiting on that one. Now I get it, guys. Companies can't put out dirt cheap brand new products and compete with military surplus because the market is just absolutely saturated with military surplus. But that is the exact point of military surplus. There's a heavy market for it. It's all over the place. It's dirt cheap, and the stuff is gonna last forever. If you don't know the smoke jacket, it's almost the same exact material as the poncho liner. In fact, in the beginning, the same company made both. That has since changed because the Army changed suppliers on poncho liners left and right, and once we phased this out, they started using other contractors for other types of gear. So this thing can be buttoned into your field jacket, which is what I usually do when it starts to get really cold out here, because I know I'm always gonna want that extra layer in my field jacket. So you can button it down into your sleeve so it doesn't come out when you take the jacket off. You can also button it up top here, so this thing actually becomes a permanent liner of the jacket. This thing is light. You can compress it up really well and just stuff it down in your ruck. It's water resistant, and for the material and the weight and also how old it is pretty freaking damn warm. The only problem is, because of the older materials, it is not very breathable. And what I mean by breathable is you cannot go out and do a 20-mile ruck march in this thing and it'll breathe. Other than that, basic movement, everyday activities out in the woods, you're gonna be okay. And there's something about this that just makes it extremely comfortable against your skin. I don't know, it's just like the poncho liner. I never liked the poncho liner, but some guys love it. There you go. So that is it, guys. Like I said, I'm always here to save you guys money and help you out on your gear purchases. You don't always have to buy the newest, most expensive stuff. As a matter of fact, I would recommend against that. I would specifically look for older stuff because, number one, that means it's going to be cheaper, but number two, and the most important, is that it has been tested for years. So save your money. You don't have to spend $1,000 for a freaking jacket that's not anything special than something 20 years before it. You don't have to go out and buy all this super light backpacking stuff if you're just looking for an outdoor heavy jacket to break in the woods. Hope you learned something. I hope I helped you guys out. Be sure to like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Let me know what you thought down below, and until the next video, I will see you guys in the outdoors. Take care of yourselves. Get back to work.